Well, hello, it's me, Krystal Versace, and as you can see from this video today, we're going to be transforming into the icon Chappell Roan. So prepare yourself. This is something you want, this is something you need, and this is something you're about to get. So buckle up and enjoy. I'm actually really excited for today because I feel like it's been a while since I've actually played with colour in makeup, let alone like putting on a whole white face, some stones, different hair that I've never really delved into. So I'm really excited for this transformation, and obviously, you know, she's iconic, let's just get into it. So I am primed, my tapes are on. If you want to know how to get this before I start my makeup, go and watch my last video. I did like a drag 101, how to achieve the mug. So there's definitely some tips and tricks in there that I don't usually show. So if you do want to know the tea, go and watch that video first. So I'm going to start with my Krylon TV paint stick. This is in the shade 070. This is like the white shade. So I'm just going to go in. I usually would color correct, but I think because it's just like going to be a white face, I mean, girl. White foundation and working with white is so difficult. I don't know how Gottmik does it. I don't know how Danny Beard does it all the time. Sometimes it wants to stay on your skin, and I feel like sometimes it wants to get off it. So let's hope this stays on my skin. I'm gonna look crazy. So she actually kind of leaves it like a mask. So I think I'm just gonna do that and just not obviously bring it down my neck, because I think it's like, it's all about making it a white face and not that she's actually a white lady. Well, she's a white lady. You get what I'm saying? I'm really nervous. I haven't really like gone in with makeup like this for a while, so it might be a bit shabby, it might be a bit rusty, but hey ho. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this brush here. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills A30 brush. It's a nice dense brush, and I'm just gonna start blending that in. This is real crazy. My one trick with using like a white base is really take your time on the base, make sure it's perfected, because it's going to take a lot longer to blend out than a usual foundation. It's formulated differently, and also at the end of the day it's pure white against a skin tone, so if it's not blended you will see your skin tone. So you just have to like really take your time, get the base correct. I actually don't know what she used. I think the makeup artist used like the House of Labs foundation, which is quite impressive if she uses that, because it's really hard to get like a white liquid foundation. So props to your mom. Okay, so now I'm going to go with a clean beauty blender. This one is actually dry. I feel like if I add water, for some reason this is giving that it's going to start separating. So I'm just going to go in with a dry beauty blender and just start to marry it with the skin a little bit more. So before I perfect the blending, I'm going to add my cream product. So I'm going to go in with the curve cases. These are from Mama Mitchell. And I'm going to take the dark palette and the medium palette. I'm going to start with the medium and just start adding like a flush of pink. And then I will add this pink, which is like pink. Oh, bitch. I forgot how pigmented these are, they're wild. And I'm glad, because it's such an intense blush, I'm glad that the makeup artist didn't choose to put it in the forehead, on the nose, on the chin, which is like an easy thing I feel like people do when they like blush. And if I'm honest, it's one of my pet peeves with makeup. I don't think it looks good. I don't understand why a forehead is blushing or a nose is blushing. That's just my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a different side of my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna start to work that into the makeup. It's like not sticking at all. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that first layer of pink. Now let's go in with the brighter, darker pink and just... Oh, I need to not put so much on the brush. Put it back here because I want the brightest to be like nearer my hairline. Whoa. If that doesn't stay on my skin, I'll be gagged. Obviously these are meant to like be mixed around and not used like straight on the skin because no one's rocking around with that, and if they are, work. So I think I've got it to a point. That took so long. I'm gonna quickly set my makeup now with the neutral set Ben Nye. You know I love this powder. Yeah, we're ready to go. Let's go. Ooh. Let's just set this and fucking forget it. As I said, I have not used like a fully white product for so long, like this. And Jesus Christ, because it's also hot today and my face would be sweating a little bit more than usual, it just breaks up at every point of where it finds heat. I do not understand how the girls that have committed to this white face fantasy actually do it all the time, because what a commitment, honey. So with this, I'm literally gonna add so much powder, and I'm really gonna make sure that every single part and layer of this is set, because if it moves, it's over. It's literally done. I'm gonna really lightly kind of flick away the excess powder, but also pounce it into the skin because I really don't want anything to lift. I'm going to go in with this powder here. This is the MAC Studio Fix. This is the white powder. Is the Shivering White, the classic, iconic product. And I'm going to go in and just press down because this is a foundation powder. So hopefully we get a little bit more coverage. We are slacking a bit in the coverage department, I won't lie. Okay, I just added with a powder puff and it really wasn't working. I think it was like adding too much intense pressures, but like with a brush, this product is working better over this and actually giving me some coverage, so. Okay, so I'm taking another risk and I'm gonna add a little bit of this all-nighter setting spray. I feel like it's just really dry and I just want it to like kind of start to look like skin, so here we go. Okay, let's just trust that it's gonna make this easier in the long run. So this is the Clown White powder, so it's literally like opaque white loose powder. So it is literally for clowns, like this crazy stuff is like wild. So I'm gonna go in and just bake under my eyes because I'm gonna add some eyeshadows and a lot of black, so we really wanna be careful. You know when your nose goes fizzy? This is what this does. I remember like drag queens back in the day, they used to call it clown lung, and it used to be like when you get too much of this in your lungs and it's like really dangerous because it's like talc. It's definitely not like a recommended easy product to work with. It does affect your body. Okay, so I'm gonna add this Krystal White now to my eyes as just like an eyeshadow primer. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this MAC black eyeliner pencil, and I'm just gonna start to map out where I want this eye to go. So she has a very round crease and it is very drag, honey. So I'm gonna take a really fine, dense brush to kind of like smudge the eyeliner. And I'm just gonna take my time and just start to buff it out a bit. So now for some eyeshadow. So I'm going to take this palette here. This is the Smoky palette from Beauty Bay. If you haven't used any Beauty Bay products, they are incredible. Their eyeshadows in particular get me actually going. I'm going to go with this shade here, which is a really light grey, and I'm just going to start to buff the edges. Okay, now I'm going to take this product here. This is the Create Paints in the shade Ink. This is an incredible product. It is so black, and every time I've used it, I've been so impressed. I'm now just going to define the line and also add a bit more black out here. And the makeup is actually quite blended out after, so you can be quite rough with these products, which is good. Because at the end of the day, it's quite punky, so it's like, you don't have to be like really precise. This isn't like graphic. We're going to blend all this out. Okay, so now we're here. I'm actually getting quite happy with it. I'm liking how it looks so far. So now I'm going to go in with some dark grey on a small dense brush from this palette, and I'm just going to start to slowly buff out the line so it's not so harsh. So now I'm going to go in with some concealer because I just want to kind of clean up the crease area a tiny bit before we start adding our glitters. So I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty False Filter Concealer. And now I'm going to take some of that powder and I'm just going to set that in place. So now I'm going to take this grey shade here and I'm just going to start to blend the black into the crease ever so slightly before we add any shimmers. So I'm just going to buff that in. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this palette here. This is like a custom made palette that I got sent from Clyonad Cosmetics. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I've had this on the road and it has got like majorly fucked, but here it is, and it has the most insane shimmers. It literally is an absolute mess. But they have really incredible shimmers. They sent me them and they're like these pressed multi-chrome. I also just sprayed a little bit of setting spray just on the brush, just because I want to soak up any excess powders so that this could eventually grip to the eyelid. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay, I'm actually gonna, just because some of it is not gripping as much because these products that I've been using today are so drying, I'm gonna go in with the glitter primer from NYX. This is the best glitter primer I've ever used. And I'm just gonna add that with a brush and just tap over because I just want to get more stick. Okay, now I'm actually gonna go in with this MAC glitter here. So this is in the shades Reflex Pearl and it's A39 number, so if you want to get that. To the eye. Oh, it's insane. Okay, that's definitely where we're kind of going with it. I think that's like really bringing it all to life. Now is my favorite part where I get to pull back my tapes and really see what we're working with here. So I'm just going to pull them back. Oh, honey, that's drag. Okay, I'm just going to go in with some of this black eyeshadow and I'm just going to redefine where some of the pigments came over the black. Okay, now I'm going to take this eyeliner. This is the NYX Cosmetics Epic Ink Liner and I'm just going to line my lash line. Okay, now I'm just going to take some black eyeshadow again and I'm just going to blend that into the black and make the darkest part of this eye as solid black as I can get it. That black eyeshadow is so black. It's just from the same palette here. So good. And it's literally just crisped everything up and now we're looking gorgeous and very Chapel honey. Now I'm just gonna dust the powders off and I'm gonna make sure to kind of just flick at the same time just so I can get rid of that excess glitter. And obviously be very careful if there is any black fallout, but luckily I don't have any. Okay, now I'm gonna go with the eyeliner and I'm just gonna start to map out the lower part of my eye. So now I've mapped up the lower lash line. I'm gonna go back in with my greys and I'm just gonna, again, kind of repeat what I did on the top. So I'm gonna just make sure this is blended out for a start. Okay, so I just went in with the eyeliner and I just redefined things up. So they're looking really crisp, really defined. I just realised that I haven't done the stones yet. So when I do that, I feel like this is really going to come to life. Okay, so I'm just going to take my lash glue and I'm just going to place a line. Basically just fill all of this white space with glue. And I'm just going to take some tweezers and I'm going to get to work, honey. Okay, so the stones are on. I don't know if they're picking up on camera, but I'm really happy. It's looking really gorgeous. It's looking very Pat McGrath, very avant-garde. And I'm really into like the color story of like the pink blush with the stones and the details. It's actually like, the color story is actually a bit of me, so I'm into this. Okay, so I'm gonna get my brows on now and I'm gonna go in with another one of those gray shades from the palette. Now I always start from where my brow starts naturally, even though I don't have any. And then I just angle it straight up, and then you can either like curve it or you can bring it straight out. I'm gonna curve it slightly because I don't want to look too intense, you know, I don't want to look too like intimidating because that's not really the look. So I'm going to go in with some brow hairs with the NYX Professional Makeup Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. This is in the shade Espresso. So when I do this, I literally just flick it. Don't be scared. Okay, so I'm going to take some of that white Krylon stick that we used previously, and I'm just going to use that to kind of just shape out the brow a bit. And then I'm going to take the opposite end of this brush, and I'm just going to scratch away at that foundation and just blend it into the eye makeup for like the perfect blend. I'm just going to take this palette here. This is from Be Perfect, and I'm just taking a red shade, so anything red, because my wig is very red, so I'm just going to go and tap that at the front of this brow and just add the tiniest bit. Okay, so now for nose contour, I'm going to go in with a grey shadow here. This is from like a custom palette. It's just a grey shadow from Krylon, and I'm just going to go in and really lightly start to build up some shadow. Ooh, honey. And I'm just dusting it over with a bit of that translucent powder from that brush because it's looking real harsh and we don't want it to look that harsh. Okay, now I want to top up my blush and really make that pop. So I'm going to go in with this palette here. This is from Beauty Bay again, and this is the Retro Love palette, and it's got some really nice hot pink. So I'm going to start with this one here, which is like a baby pink. I'm actually going to take a bit of the purple as well. It's like a really nice lilac colour, and I'm just going to add that kind of under here and just create like a bit of dimension. Yeah, I quite like that. And now I'm going to go in with this pink shade that will leave my skin pink for the next week. So I'm just going to go in and just really make that pop. Wow! That's pretty wild. Now, because I haven't done like contour for this makeup, I'm going to take this shade here. This is like a maroon colour, and I'm just going to tap off the excess and start to build up a little bit of shape just under the cheekbone, just so I can start to like actually get some shape to my face. Now we're looking really gorgeous and pink. I'm going to take this powder here. This is Huda Beauty, the Easy Bake and Snatch powder, and this is in the shade Cherry Blossom Cake. Now it has like a slight pink undertone, and I kind of want this to be like the last transition between the white and the pink. That's just like marrying it so beautifully. Now that has the perfect gradient. As you can see, we've gone from that white to that baby pink, into the purple, into the pink, into the maroon. I'm obsessed. It's looking good. Okay, so apologies, my camera did just die, but I did my lashes, and this is like really quite fierce drag, to be honest with you. So yeah, I added some tatty lashes, TL3s. I just cut them up and kind of put them on. Yeah, I'm really into it. So for lips, I'm going to go in with this Morphe liquid lipstick in the shade Bite Me, and I'm just going to use this as a liner. I'd usually use lip liners, but because there is so much makeup on my face and a lot here. I don't want to disturb any by getting a pencil in there. I want something to just like glide over the top so we don't disrupt anything going on. Okay, so now to finish off the lip, I'm going to go in with this Huda Beauty liquid matte lipstick, and this is in the shade Feline, and this shade is very similar to my lip colour, and that's kind of the vibe we're going for. So I'm just going to pop the eyelids. And then I'm just going to add some of that white, and I'm just going to lighten up the centre. Okay, now I'm just going to add some setting spray. Wow, that is giving Pat McGrath. Okay, so now I want to wrap this makeup up. So I'm going to go in with the little palette that I showed you guys earlier. And I'm going to go in with some shimmers. I'm going to try this one here and see what that looks like. It's kind of like a rosy gold. Oh, stunning. Okay, now I'm going to add some of that purple one because I want a bit of purple. Oh, that's insane. That's incredible. Okay, I'm actually going to take the tiniest bit of that purple one and just add it as a little bit of highlight. Wow. This is the final step, and this is going to be some clear gloss. This one is from Huda Beauty. This is the False Filler Gloss. Sounds like a bit of me. I feel like this has the same effect as like, if you've ever watched the videos on TikTok where people work with like resin, this is like giving like a resin finish to like a crystal underneath. Wow. Okay, well there we are. I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna pop on my wig, outfit, jewel the fuck up, and then I'm gonna come back with the final look. Okay, and here is the final look. We are up in all the drags. I am actually really pleased with how this came out. This was a really intense makeup challenge for me just because I haven't played with colour for so long, and also the white foundation, getting that immaculate, and obviously working with that much black against that much white. But I'm really impressed with how it came out. I feel really Mad Hatter. Like it's giving Alice in Wonderland for sure. So this makeup was originally inspired by Daniela Davy. She was the makeup artist that did Chappell Roan's makeup. And I loved recreating this look from her. So congrats on coming up with such a sickening look. Anyways, I had a lot of fun recreating this makeup today and just playing with some makeup in general. You know, it's been a while since I've got my fingers into some colours and really gone out there with a look, and this has reminded me to play with makeup more because I love it. So for now, I've been the KV, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.